Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about small businesses should make sure to use the right form when filing employment tax returns. Before I get into the video, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment below saying I subscribed. I will try to personally reply to your comments. I found an article on the web from the IRS and I want to share it in today's video, where the IRS is giving all small business owners some valuable tips on making sure to use the right form when filing employment tax returns. Before I share my screen to go over the article from the IRS, I just want to mention one thing, which is payroll taxes. So payroll taxes are taxes imposed on employers or employees and are usually calculated as a percentage of the salaries that employers pay their staff. Payroll taxes generally fall into two sections. One is deductions from an employee's wages, and the other section is where taxes paid by the employer based on the employee's wages. Therefore, filing the correct employment tax return is very critical for any small business owner. Let me share my screen. So the article states small businesses should make sure to use the right form when filing employment tax returns. The article goes on to say some small businesses pay employment tax quarterly while others may pay it just once a year. The IRS advises small business owners to review the rules for filing two commonly used employment tax returns. The two forms are Form 941, Employer's Quarterly Federal Tax Return, and Form 941, the Employer's Annual Federal Tax Return. These two forms are not interchangeable. A small business files one or the other. The employer should never flip-flop between the two forms on their own and should always file according to their designated filing requirement. Here are some more details about these two forms. Form 941, Employer's Quarterly Federal Tax Return. Employers use Form 941 to report income taxes, Social Security tax, Medicare tax, and additional Medicare tax withheld from employees' wages, tips, and other compensation. Claim employment tax credits and adjustments. Report the amount of employment taxes owed or claim an overpayment of employment taxes. If the IRS advises the employer to file Form 941 quarterly, they must do so. So it's going over, it's basically explaining the Form 941 Employer Quarterly Federal Tax Return. Also, it's saying that the IRS indicates the quarterly form, when should it be filed, and the employer needs to abide by that. The employer should not just file the payroll form when he wants or feel like. No, he should not do that. He should always follow the guidelines for filing the payroll form 941. The next form It's talking about the Form 944, the employer's annual federal tax return. This form is for employers who owe $1,000 or less. It allows them to report employment tax liability only once a year instead of quarterly. This form cannot be used unless an employer receives official IRS notification that they are eligible to use this form. Once the employer receives notice, they can file Form 944. They must file this form every year. They must continue to file Form 944 regardless of the tax they owe, unless the IRS notifies them differently. So the 944 employer's annual federal tax return, this form is actually filed once a year. And once again, it has guidelines based on the IRS, and the employer is regarded to follow those guidelines from the IRS. So finally, the article says if a taxpayer is not sure which form they should file, they can call the IRS at telephone number 1-800-829-4943 or 267-941-1000. Another thing I just want to note there is, based on I'm seeing the telephone number listed on the article, I've tried calling them for various clients of mine, and the line is very busy right now. It's a long wait to get hold of an IRS representative. So if you have to call them concerning your payroll quarterly forms or your yearly 944, you will have to have some patience because it might be a long wait. It could be more than half an hour, 40 minutes. It depends. But generally, you're going to have to spend a little time to get through with a IRS representative on the phone. So thanks for watching this video. If you need help in filing your payroll tax forms, the 941 and the 944, and also need help with payroll for your company, feel free to contact me with the email address in the description of this video.